Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave, and today I'm on a bit of an internet search to try and find another set of wheels and tyres for my mini truck. I've had the mini truck now for about 2 months, and I've been hauling quite a few loads of stone and gravel. And one thing I've noticed that when it's got a heavy weight in the back of the truck, that it's quite unstable on the road. It tends to move around quite a bit on the road. And I'm thinking I'm putting that down to the size of the wheels and tyres that are currently on the mini truck. Now, because these trucks are imported from Japan, under their K-Class registration, they have to have a 12-inch wheel, and the tyre has to be a 145 tyre, which is a really narrow tyre. So what I want to do is try and find a wheel that's a little bit bigger and a tyre that's a little bit wider. So I'm going to go and try and find what's available in the second-hand market. I'm going to have a look on Gumtree, which is a second-hand market here in Australia. Also, I'm going to have a look on Facebook Marketplace and see if I can find a wheel that is compatible that is going to fit the mini truck. And I'll also have a search around online just to see if there's any places that may have a new wheel that I could purchase as well. Now, before I start looking, one of the things I've got to try and find out or check on is that I buy a wheel that's actually going to fit the mini truck. So the first thing I have to consider is, what is the PCD of my wheel stud pattern? So the PCD is the distance between the two wheel studs diagonally, and this diagram sort of shows how that's measured. And I know that on the Mitsubishi mini truck on this particular 1996 year, that the PCD measurement is 114.3 millimetres. If you have a Suzuki mini carry truck, then your PCD is probably something like 4 by 100 millimetres. If you have a Daihatsu Hi-Jet mini truck, then your PCD is probably going to be 110 millimetres. So they're all a little bit different. They're not universal, and you have to actually then go and try and find a wheel that's going to fit your particular truck. The other thing that's important to consider is the offset of the wheel that you're looking for. So this sort of diagram illustrates how the offset is measured. So if you have a center line down the middle of the wheel and the mounting point of that wheel onto the hub of the vehicle is exactly in the middle of the wheel, then it's called a zero offset wheel. If the mounting position for the wheel is very much on the inside of the wheel, then that's a negative offset. And I can remember from my classic mini restoration days that we used to buy wheels from England that were a negative 60 millimetre offset. Now, the mini trucks all have very much a positive offset on the wheel. So we're talking about a figure something like a plus 35 to a plus 45 positive offset. So that becomes really important as well when we go looking for a wheel, to make sure that it's going to fit on and we're not going to foul any of our suspension components on the truck. While I was looking around, I actually found a website that I think will sell a new wheel that will suit the mini truck. So this company is called Tarsia Tyre Centre. They're down in Adelaide in South Australia. And I was looking at their wheel selection, and I can see down here that I can click on the PCD that I need, which is 114.3 millimetres. And if I click on that, it will show me what's available in wheels to suit my truck. And I think there's one that's okay. It's certainly not ideal. It's a 14 by 6 inch wheel, which means it's 14 inch in height and 6 inches wide. It's probably a little bit bigger than actually what I want to do. Ultimately, I've worked it out that I thought that a 13 inch wheel would be ideal, and probably a 5 inch wide rim. So this wheel is actually a little bit bigger than what I was looking for, but it's the only one that I've managed to find on the internet that I think will fit the truck. The other thing to think about here is that it says that it's also it's got a positive offset in the wheel, so it's positive 15, which probably isn't quite enough for what I need, but I've taken a whole heap of measurements and I'm pretty sure that the wheel is going to fit on my truck and not foul any of the suspension components. This particular wheel is what they call a multi-stud wheel, so it will be able to suit more than one type of vehicle. And it lists here that it will suit 4 times 108 millimetre PCD and also 4 times 114.3 millimetres. So the wheel itself will actually have 8 holes in the mounting position, 4 for 108 and 4 for 114.3, which will suit my needs. The wheels are available. It's telling me today that's the price of what they are if I order them today. I ordered these wheels a couple of days ago and the price was a little bit cheaper. They're only about $65 a wheel. they had those wheels in stock ready to go. So I put 4 in my quantity box, added them to the cart, and then it gave me a total price. The price here is a lot more, well, a little bit more than what I paid. I think the 4 wheels, when I ordered them a couple of days ago, were just under $300. Anyway, so I put that in, I ordered them, I paid for them, and they're on their way. Well, just after I put an order in online for a set of new steel wheels that I found to suit the mini truck, I found these ones. These alloy wheels turned up on Facebook Marketplace. They're only 10 minutes away from me, and the deal was almost too good to refuse. It was only $80 for the set of 4 wheels, so each wheel was only $20. The tyres are no good, but I already have a set of 14-inch tyres that I've got for the rims, so the tyres aren't a problem. The PCD is correct, so it's 114.3 on the PCD, and the offset is 30 positive, which may not be quite enough. I think it may rub on the strut. It'll be very close anyway, so the only way to tell is to get the mini truck in. We'll swap over a wheel and we'll see how close we are. Okay, I've just fitted up the tyres that I have for this particular size wheel. So I've gone with a tyre that's a 175/65 14 tyre, and it's rated, it's an 82T, which means it'll take 450 plus kilograms per wheel. So when you add 4 of those up on the truck, it'll certainly take the weight of the truck and any loads that go on it. So we'll put it on and see whether it's going to hit anywhere. One thing I can see is that normally this area at the bottom of the strut here, where the spring base is where the tiles will rub. So let's put it on and see. So you can see here that the standard wheel nuts fit into the area on the wheel okay, and there's enough stud sticking out there, so I think that'll be okay. The wheel spins okay. Let's get behind and have a look how much clearance there is. So what I'm looking for here is the distance between the bottom of that strut and the tyre, and I can see that it's got probably about 3 or 4 mil, something like that. It's very close, but it's not actually hitting the tyre, so I don't think I'd want to be any closer than that. We'll put it down on the ground and have a look once the weight's actually on the strut as well. I've got the weight back down on the wheel now and had a look at the back, and the clearance is about the same. It may actually be a little bit more. It's probably about 3 or 4 mil, so I think that clearance will be okay, that it's not going to rub on the tyre. This wheel is a plus 30 offset, which means that it pushes the centre of the wheel out this way a little bit, which means that the wheel is protruding out from the bodywork a little bit more than the standard wheel. In Australia and in, well, particularly where I am in New South Wales, the law is that you can't have a wheel or a tyre that protrudes past the outside of the bodywork. So I may have to buy a small rubber flare and run it around the bodywork here just to do that, but it's not very much. I'll just get up and show you from the front where it is, so you can see that it's not actually sticking out very much. You might not even get pinged for it, but you never know. I think probably what I'd try and do is leave it as it is for a while and see how we go. But that's a pretty good solution for my $20 wheel. So on the back there's no clearance issues that fouls the wheel behind there, so that's no problem. It does again stick out just a little bit past the body line of the vehicle, but not a great deal. I think I could probably get away with it, but it looks pretty good. I might back it out and then we can have a look from this side of the vehicle compared to the standard wheels on the other side. So there's the right hand side of the truck with the new wheels and tyres on it. The back tyres actually I haven't changed over. They're a slightly bigger tyre than the new ones I've got that are on the front, but you can see the difference that it makes. It lifts the height of the truck up a little bit as well, being a 14-inch rim rather than the 12s. So that's the right hand side. We'll go around and look at the other side that's got the standard wheels on it. It's wet again, more rain. So that's the side with the standard wheels on it. So there's a fair bit difference there. You can see again the difference here between how much the tyre sticks out there. It's just inside that body line with the standard wheels, and also at the back it's just inside that wheel flare, whereas with the 6-inch wide rims they're just outside there. Not a great deal, but just a little bit. I think it looks pretty good. It's just a shame I found them after I'd ordered the other set of wheels, but I may be able to cancel that set, so I'll get on the phone and see what I can do, because I think I'll do these, but I don't know. What do you think? Leave them silver or paint them? I was going to paint them black actually. I've got a whole heap of black 2-pack paint left over, so we'll think about painting them as well.